Picture yourself alone on a desolate Ohio road at midnight, a flickering light trailing you through the fog. Something moves in the shadows, and it knows your name. This is a true horror story from rural Ohio that'll haunt you forever. Stay tuned, because this one's real. Let's dive into today's nightmare. It was 2001, and I, Jake, was just 18, stuck in rural Ohio after dropping out of school. My family couldn't afford college, so I helped my dad with his loan business. He worked for a local lender, collecting weekly interest, often not home until midnight. The job was grueling, but we had no choice. After 2 years, Dad started his own lending business. We sold our old house, moved to a rental, and he bought a secondhand motorcycle. He rode village to village, collecting payments. I was idle at home, and Dad said, "Jake, it's tough alone, join me." "Why not? Let's do it," I agreed. I'd ride the bike to far-off villages. Dad took the bicycle for nearby ones. Business was slow at first, but within 6 months, it doubled. We worked tirelessly, and soon Dad bought another bike. We even bought a new house. In 2004, I rode to remote villages, ending at Willow Creek. By 8 p.m., I knew it'd take an hour to reach and longer to return. Willow Creek owed us a lot, especially a guy named Gary who hadn't paid in weeks. I decided to collect from him no matter the time. Willow Creek had strange folks, kind, but rumored to dabble in dark rituals. I'd heard they cast spells for money, but I'd never faced trouble there. I brushed off the fear and rode on. The road was rough, and by 9:03 p.m., I arrived. Most were asleep, but I knocked, and those who owed me paid up. 14 houses owed me, all but Gary and a couple others settled. By 10:30 p.m., I was ready to head home. A local, Sam, stopped me. "Jake, don't go alone this late. It's not safe." "It's late, but I'll be fine. I've got the bike," I said. Sam's a good guy, always sharing veggies from his farm. But he insisted, "Stay here tonight. Leave at dawn." I ignored him. "If someone calls you past the village border, don't look back," he warned. I thought he meant thieves. My bag was full of cash. I reached the village border at 10:46 p.m., my watch glowing faintly. I stopped the bike, feeling uneasy, and stepped off. Then, 100 yards away, a faint light flickered in the dark. It wasn't a fire. What was it? I ignored it and rode on, but the light stayed ahead, moving with me. Every 100 yards, it reappeared, floating in the fog. Fear crept in. I stopped the bike and turned off the headlight. The light was now just 20 feet away, hovering low. It descended, and a white figure appeared, sitting in the glow. My heart raced. Who or what was that? I couldn't move. The figure stood, tall 6 feet, and moved toward me. There was a woman holding a lantern, her face burned, eyes like embers. Her white dress was stained with blood, dripping from her wounds. I froze as she grabbed my arm, pulling me toward the light. She led me to a bush where another lantern glowed. There, a feast waited. 7 plates of raw, bloody meat, severed animal heads, and rancid greens. She sat me down and forced me to eat. I choked down the foul meat, blood dripping from my mouth. She poured raw blood from clay pots down my throat. I tore apart chickens, swallowing every drop of blood. When I finished, she led me back to my bike. She climbed down behind me, her cold presence heavy. I rode home, unaware of her grip on me. At home, I collapsed onto my bed, her beside me, staring. I fell asleep, her burned face haunting my dreams. Morning came, but I didn't wake until 8 a.m. Mom found me, shoes on, blanket pulled tight. Screamed, seeing blood on my face and hands. Dad rushed in, horrified. "What did you eat?" Looked in the mirror, blood stained my lips and shirt. The woman's burned face flashed in my mind. I went to work, shaken but silent. That night, I returned home at 10 p.m., exhausted. She was waiting in my room, her eyes glowing. "It's the new moon tonight. We have work to do," she whispered. I ate dinner, her sitting across, urging me to hurry. Mom overheard me talking. "Who's there, Jake?" She told me to lie. "Tell her no one's here." I obeyed, whispering to avoid Mom's suspicion. I skipped my usual late-night hangouts, telling Mom I was tired. She lay beside me, her cold touch pulling me into a trance. She handed me pins, urging me to pierce my throat. Blood poured as I stabbed my scalper, licking it eagerly. She pushed the pins deeper, pain searing through me. I pierced my body again and again, her hunger growing. She vanished, leaving me in a daze. Morning came, but I didn't wake until 8:03 a.m. Mom found me. Blood dried at my lips, eyes open, staring. Dad rushed in, terrified. What's happening to you? They rushed me to the hospital, but tests showed nothing. Doctors were baffled. I was alive but unresponsive. After a week, they sent me home, still in a trance. Relatives visited, thinking it was my end. A local healer, Grandma Ruth, saw my eyes and knew. She called the shaman, Eli, from a nearby town. Eli examined me and declared, "A spirit's been sent to kill him." Creepypasta. There are 12 pins in his body. Remove them or he'll die by the next new moon. Skeptics scoffed, but Eli demanded materials for a ritual. That night, he and his apprentice began, chanting and scattering herbs. My body shook as blood oozed from where the pins were lodged. Eli's apprentice pulled 12 bloody pins from my throat, showing the crowd. The spirit was gone. I woke, weak but alive. Eli revealed Gary had cursed me, using a spirit of a woman who'd burned herself alive. She possessed me that night at Willow Creek, forcing me to eat her feast. 3 days later, Gary died mysteriously. Eli's promised gift. This true horror story changed my life. I'm sharing it to warn you. If you faced a terrifying experience like this, email us at sharethehorrorstory@gmail.com. If it's gripping, we'll turn it into a video within 5 days. What did you think of Jake's story? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more real horror stories.